Alright, today we're going to go over how to install the rail adapter kit. So if you want to attach EarPro to your helmet versus running it underneath or strap behind, then the rail adapter kit's the best way to do so. Now, we offer the rail adapter kit for our M-LOK rails, as well as Unity Tactical has their Mark set. So make sure it's a Mark set and it's attached to the M-LOK rails. So, when you order a rail adapter kit from us, you'll get 2 rail adapter kits. They're already going to be put together, so do your best if you're pulling it apart. Make sure you do one at a time so you can see the pieces in the order they go in. You'll also get, if you do run an ARC rail, we do have 2 ARC adapters so that you're able to attach your rail adapter kit to an ARC rail as well. If you're running our Gen 2, which is an M-LOK, you're not going to need these, but they are available for you if you do have an ARC rail. So we won't be needing these today, and then you'll get an Allen wrench so that you can put it all together. So in order to set up the rail adapter kit, what we want to do is either have this wing nut as loose as you possibly can, or if you do take it off, is to make sure it goes on the same way you brought it off. You're going to just barely get it through a thread once to 1.5 times, and then make sure that that wing nut's horizontal so it's going to fit in this M-LOK rail with no issues. Alright, so once the rail adapter kit is prepped and ready to go, so we have it a good gap right here for it to fit inside the M-LOK rail. What we want to do is add it to the rail. So we're going to add it to where it goes in horizontally. You're going to put some pressure on this bolt and make sure all of these pieces are lined up, and this whole piece will fit into the rail. From that point, what we're doing is we're turning the Allen bolt. You're going to turn it until the wing nut is vertical inside the rail. So you'll have to look into it. If you need to, you could shine a light, but you want to make sure it's vertical. Once it is, that's going to catch, right? So now I'm putting downward pressure on here, and it's holding in place. We're going to keep that because we don't want it to, if you've ever dealt with M-LOK rail on a rifle before, you know you want to, when you have it set up, you want to keep that pressure on it so it's holding against it and it's pinned exactly where you want it. If you let up on that, it's gonna spin as you start to go, just like it spun when we got it in there. So pressure is gonna keep it in place. We want to make sure it's vertical now, so it's gripping onto that M-LOK rail. And then from here we'll use our Allen wrench and we'll begin tightening it down. Now you'll feel it, once it's tight, you'll feel it be a little bit more, or it's gonna be snug, not a little bit more, it'll be snug. From that point, what's important is you don't over tighten this. When we're running these, what we want to be able to do is, I should be able to have movement right here because we do have these designed, so I do want this movement, but we do have these designs where we could flip the EarPro up and off of your ears. Just if you need a break, heat, whatever else it may be, or you just don't need comms at the moment. So we want it to be comfortable, and we don't want your ears to be stuck on whenever your helmet is. So what we did was, we allowed, there's going to be this movement, that's what these other pieces are designed for, this movement without it loosening up on here. So if I'm twisting it and the bolt itself is moving, then it's too loose, so you need to tighten it down a little bit more. But I should be able to get movement from here. Once our EarPro's on, the reason that's designed that way is so I can grab these and then pull the EarPro. Obviously with EarPro it's a little bit easier. It's going to pull up and to the side. It should look just like so. Now we'll get it set up on the other side. So same thing I'm doing, making sure all the pieces are lined up, so I should be flat across the top. We're making sure it's exactly how we got them. Gonna loosen up this wing nut and then have it set up horizontally. Once it's good to go, place it inside my M-LOK rail. This whole piece will connect in, and then we're gonna, with pressure down so it's not pulling up or catching, I'm gonna rotate this, and you'll be able to tell that it's now vertical. Now from here, what I'm doing is we're putting that downward pressure again, so pressure so that the wing nut stays in place inside the rail, and then we're gonna tighten it up. Alright, so as we get it a little bit tighter, make sure it's good. And then as soon as we hit a good stop with this, we want to leave it be. Now I'll show you, if you over tighten it, now I'm really putting pressure on it, what's going to happen is I'm not going to get that rotation. So you could see it actually flexing on these pieces as well if you go too tight, because it's multiple parts in here. We want to give it the space. So the M-LOK, the Allen with the wing nut is tight itself, but what we don't want to do is tighten it to where now it's flexing on these pieces that allow it to move. So you can see I have very little to no movement because I tightened it down too much, whereas how it should be is I should have movement with the rail. Alright, so once you have your rail adapter kits installed on your helmet, what you want to do is then attach your ear pro. Now, depending on what kind of ear pro you have, on my personal helmet I have a set of Peltors, but if you have, I've also used Howard Lights or Walkers or different more common brands that are obviously a lot more affordable if you don't need comms. Alright, so if you are running, say, a more common brand like Walkers or Howard Lights, when you get them, it's not going to be, set up generally for a helmet, right? You're going to have the band on it, the wires running through it, and the plastic piece. What's important with that is you're going to have to cut that band so that you can get the wiring out of it, and then from that point, when you pull it off, this is where I ran into problems with the Howard Lights, at least, is the plastic piece. So it's going to look just like this one. That plastic piece is pretty easy to break if you're trying to pull that wire out. There's notches in all of our both ours and other brands. These wires, you're gonna have a little notch that you'll see. Some of them are on the side, some of them are on the top. It just depends on the brand that you have. Now, instead of yanking on it and breaking it, which a lot of people have done, all you really have to do with that is just twist it inside. Now, if I twist it inside, it's gonna just pop out as soon as I find where it's off of that lip. Same thing with this one. And then now I'm able to take it off. So obviously to install it, it's just the exact same thing. What we're doing is putting the wires in each adapter. Push it down. And then we want to twist it to where it locks on. So it's no different no matter what brand you have. You just want to have it set up to where you could lock it on like so. And here we are. If you're wearing your helmet, if you want to take that ear pro back, so this is, again, it's nice and loose, but I don't have that bolt moving. I'm just pulling it up and out of the way. Up and out of the way. Just like so. Hope this video helps. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@hardheadedveterans.com or through our social media. If you have any questions at all, or you'd like to see some other videos or chat about how to put something together, just reach out and we'll take care of you. Alright, thanks again. Take care.